We're doing homework too. Our daughter's starting to bring it all home. Homework's fun. First and second grade was awesome. Third grade, you're like, okay. They throw some stuff in, you're like, oh, all right. All right. It's, okay. Learning it earlier than we used to, huh? I don't even know if that's true, but. She brought home Common Core math. That's fun. It's a new math they invented. No heads up, just give it to parents that never learned it. It's just a whole new, it's unbelievable. Why when they bring it home, you gotta watch a 40-minute YouTube video on Common Core math. I don't even understand it. If you know it, if you don't know Common Core, it's just a new math. And the goal of Common Core is to use one sheet of paper for every problem. You just want to keep breaking the problem down. You put the problem at the top, and it just keeps going. And then what's even funnier is you see old math in the middle of it. As you break it down, old math gets in there, and you're like, oh, just do that at the top. I don't even know what we're doing. And it's not like old math isn't working. I mean, old math's doing, I don't get incorrect change everywhere just going, this stupid old math. It's a long way to get at the same answer. I told my wife, I go, it feels like if you knocked on my front door and I opened it, and you said, can I come in? And I was like, do you mind walking in and coming in through the back door? And you'd be like, does the front door not work? I'm like, no, it works. I use it. A lot of people still use it. But the new way is to go jump the fence and come in the back and meet me at this same spot. So now I drink iced coffee with cream. That's all I changed it to. I'm tired of saying milk. That's all. They kept giving me milk with ice. So I was like, I'm going to say cream, you know? They can't do cream with ice. That's against the law. So I'll get rid of the one problem that I had. And I've only been drinking coffee for maybe 4 years. Not very long. I only order this one little drink. I get very nervous when I order coffee because it's a whole world, and I don't know the world, you know? They always ask you a bunch of stuff. Like, they're like, what kind of cream? I'm like, just please do it. Just do it. You know? Sometimes they're like, do you want heavy cream or half and half? And I'll go, I'm sorry, I'm not taking questions right now. So if you could just do whatever you think it is, and if it's wrong, I won't even tell you. How about that? I will walk out of here as if that's exactly what I ordered. I will go outside, I will throw it away, and go try again at a different Starbucks. That's how I'll handle the entire, that's why I think they have so many Starbucks, so you can just keep going. Someone's gotta get it. If I have to get my wife's coffee, she has to text me what she wants, because I don't know how to pronounce like most of the words there. So I just show them the phone, I go, she wants this. And they're like, does she want it in Sweden? I'm like, guess we have to call her now, don't we? And I make them talk to her. I go, talk to a stranger's wife. Say what you said to me. Have you ever been to a Starbucks, like inside, like if you go inside and there's like a big long line and you'll be waiting and they try to take your order before you're even to the front? Like you'll be in the back, they're like, what do you want? You're like, oh, I would like to wait till I get right in front of you. Yeah, you know, did you see how everybody looked at me when you said that? I didn't care for that. So how about we do it like a regular, normal business, you know? And you let me do it right in front of you. Starbucks is like waving cars down on the street. Just be like, we're just trying to get your order started in case you ever come here one day. So I was in San Francisco. And I bet there's a bunch of fun coffee places. And I live in my dumb world that I just want this one little drink. So I go into a Starbucks and I get to the front and I was like, I'll take an iced coffee with cream. She goes, with cream? I go with cream. And then she goes, iced coffee with cream? I go, iced coffee with cream. She goes, with cream? I go with cream. And she said it one more time. She said, so iced coffee with cream? And at that point, I should have said, what's going on right now? Where are you at in your head? Because I feel like we're in two different places. But I was nervous, and there was people behind me, and I was like, cream or no cream? Honestly, I'll give you $20 if you let me leave right now. I cannot, this is the most I can talk about this. I don't even know what's happening anymore. So I paid, I go stand in line, you know, where you gotta wait for your drink. There's like 5 of us waiting for our drinks. So she puts the iced coffee up there first, no cream, and I was like, whatever. I'll just do it myself, you know? Like, I don't like doing it myself, but I was like, all right, I'll just do it. So before I could get it, she's walked back with a can of whipped cream, and she's shaking it. And I'm just looking at it, like, thinking that's someone else's. I'm like, someone's getting whipped cream. That's fun. One of you guys are getting whipped cream? And I look down, and she starts spraying the whipped cream on top of my iced coffee. She just yells out, "Iced coffee, whipped cream," yells it out. The other 4 people, they turn their back, like they don't want you to accidentally think that's what they ordered. And I'm just left alone, like, that's what you thought I said over there? You don't think I would have said iced coffee with whipped cream? You think I'm just some nut job? It's like, I've had too many problems in this Starbucks, so I'm going to use the words that I want and no other words. Iced coffee, whipped cream cup. And they didn't have a top for it, so whipped cream, it doesn't sink and become less embarrassing. It moves. It's like a buoy in an ocean that everybody sees. And I'm just walking through the crowd like, this is my favorite drink. I don't know if you guys drink this at all. Is anybody? Nobody does this? I'm surprised. And I walked outside and threw it away and tried again at a different Starbucks.
Every comic literally loves this guy. He's originally from Nashville. Please give it up for Nate Bargatze, everybody. Nate Bargatze.
I'm from Nashville, and I'm married, and it's fine. I don't know. This is what marriage feels like, what it feels like in here right now. Just one person talking, the other's like, I'm gonna get out of here. I always get home late doing comedy, and my wife will be asleep, so I'll go in, I fix something to eat, I watch TV. I'll be home for like an hour, and I'll just hear her from the bedroom. She'll be like, "Nate, is that you?" It's like, you better hope to God it's Nate. You have let some murderer get quite comfortable in this house. He's eating, you know? And I don't have a gun. We don't have a gun to protect us if someone broke into our house. I have a pocket knife. That's what I have. It's gonna do nothing. I don't know even how to use this knife in the middle of the day, much less I'm gonna wake up out of a dead sleep and have some kind of knife skill I've never had before. So what me and my wife do, we sleep strategically in our bed to like prepare for an attack, you know? So like I'm here, like she's closest to the door, but I don't know. It's fine. Look, she doesn't even know there's a strategy. So it's the plan is like the guy would come in, right, and she's gonna lunge at him. She'll lunge, and she'll probably be like, "It felt like I got pushed," and be like, "Well, you don't know what lunging means." And she'll lunge. She'll put up a good fight, you know, at least a good enough fight that I can be practicing with my knife on my side. That's all I want. Little. We have a daughter. We have a daughter as well, so it's getting pretty serious between us now. And it's our first kid. I don't know if we had a kid too late in life. Sometimes I think so. Like, because if you ever ask someone that has kids and their kids are grown and moved out, and you're like, when's the best time of your life? They will say before they have kids or after their kids move out. There's like 20 years they don't mention. And that's when kids were in their house, you know? So for me, I'm 35. I was 33 when she was born. So by the time she moves out, I'll be 53. I'll be dead within hours. So I've just pushed it too far. Like I should have done it earlier, you know? Like I watched that show Teen Mom, and I'm like, man, those girls are nailing it. Like that's what... Just get it over with, you know? Like no one likes junior high or high school anyway, so just wrap it all up together. If I had my daughter at 13, she'd be already moved out. Right now, she'd be gone. I'd already be done. I would be crushing it down here. So, we took her to Disney World, and she's 2, and so when I took her, like my stupid buddies that don't have kids, they're just like, why are you even taking her? It's not like she's going to remember it, you know? You're just like wasting money. And I was like, I don't know, but it's fun to see her get excited. I don't know, you know? I mean, should I just lock her in a closet and be like, do you remember yesterday? No, well, until you start remembering things. I'm not going to waste any money on you, you know? We were living in New York. We were living in New York when she was to be born, and we flew home. I didn't want her to be born in New York. I just, you know, I don't need her growing up thinking she's better than me. Yeah. I was like, you start where we start. No one, you know, no one gets a leg up in our family. And when I first moved to New York, I was there 3 months from Nashville, Tennessee. And I remember one night we would do comedy, then we'd always go eat at like a diner really late. And one night I'm sitting, we go to this diner, I'm sitting in the back, and this guy walks in with a CNI dog, but he's like pretending to be blind. Like he's not, like I'm really good at telling when people are fake blind. And I was like, this guy's not blind, you know? He walked in, he made a big announcement to it. He's like, hey, I'm blind, everybody, I'm blind. And then he started just knocking everything off everybody's table. Like, oh, I wish I could see what's going on, but I can't because I'm blind. And he had a CNI dog, but he was leading the dog around the whole time. The dog never got in front of him. And I was like, it doesn't work like that, you know? Like, I don't think the dog builds confidence and is like, why don't you do some of these on your own? I just want to see, you know, if you get it, like, So I'm watching all this happen. I'm getting pretty upset about it, you know, because I just moved to the north from the south, so I still cared about people. And I was like, I gotta do something, you know? And so they kick him out, and they get us outside. And I go out there, I look, I was like, all right, let me go, because in my Mayberry head, I think this is New York's biggest problem. And I go over to him, I was like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, why would you pretend to be blind? Like, how would you feel if you really were blind? And he was like, how would you feel if you were blind? I was like, what does that even mean? And then he sprayed me with mace. And he was so accurate. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I hope I get him. It was both eyeballs. The bridge of my nose wasn't even wet. That's how good he was. And when you get sprayed with mace, you can see for a second. And I remember, like, I was like sitting there, and I look up, and he runs across the street, and he gets hit by a cab. For real, it wasn't bad. Like the cab, like just kind of bumped in. I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't, you know, like he's fine. I think he's fine. He could see after. No, I don't know. But he falls into the sidewalk. But I remember like thinking, I was like, I saw that cab. Like he definitely should have seen it, you know. So it was like, all right. I mean, odds are he's probably blind, you know. Maybe it's his first day or something. I don't know. Like maybe he's going through a lot, and I should have just backed up. Everybody asked too. They're like, "Oh, was it?" They would one another. Like, would you get sprayed with pepper spray or mace? And it's like, I don't know what it was. What kind of life are you living if you could tell the difference? If I knew, it was something. I don't know. Could have been hairspray. I don't know. What do you? He had big hairspray that he carried with him. No. I love doing comedy, though. It's fun, and I do it. My dad is an entertainer as well. He's a magician. Really is. He does it, you know. He does. Well, he's also started as a clown too. Like I don't want to come off like I come from some rich magic family, and you know I'm better than you guys. He paid his dues, his clown dues, and he went through the system. That's this. It goes. There's 2 steps. It goes clown, magician, and that's it. You can also just go straight to magician, but it depends if you want to be respected or not. And so, I'll tell people too, I'm like, oh, my dad was a clown. They're like, oh, I hate clowns. And it's like, hey, remember that time I just said my dad was a clown? I just said that. Here's what we did a show together recently. I'll tell this story and then we'll be done. We did a show together. So magicians, when they get together, they do they have magic conventions, and it's where they all like kind of get together and they perform for each other. They give lectures, they buy and sell tricks, and like all this stuff. So it's a lot of magicians, you know. So this dude was putting one together in Des Moines, Iowa, the birthplace of magic. Most people don't. No, it's not. It's not, but it sounds like you're like, maybe, you know, like, you don't really know. You're like, oh, all right. So this guy is putting it together. He's having my dad perform. So he calls me and he's like, hey, I want you to come and we're going to surprise your dad. I'm going to make you appear out of a magic trick. And then you'll come out of the trick. You know, your dad will be on stage. He'll be blown away. The audience will go nuts because you two guys will be together. And then you come out and do stand-up. It's going to be like the perfect ending of the night. And I was like, all right, perfect. Let's do it. Sounds great. So we get it, fly to Des Moines. I get there, show starts. No one knows I'm there. I climb in this box. My dad's performing. Right when he gets done, they push the box out. My dad's out there. The trick is, normally this guy walks around. He's a very pretty lady assistant. And she walks around the box, shows the box is empty. And then the box, she climbs in, box falls apart, she disappears. Now, she climbs in, box falls apart, I pop out. Like, huh? Can you guys believe it? I made it. Can you guys, it's crazy, right? And I look at my dad, and his face is, he's so surprised, and his face is, you know, it's kind of just like, why would you agree to this? And I was like, what? Is that not? And in the audience, zero reaction. Zero. Nothing. And then I realized, I go, you know what? They don't know we're related. No idea. They think this is the worst trick they've ever seen in their life. The trick is like, so a pretty girl disappears and a whatever dude pops out? Like, that's your trick? It's the stupidest trick I've ever seen in my life. And now I gotta do stand-up. So I gotta jump out of the box, grab a microphone, and now they're like, now he's talking to us? Like, how? What does he get off? They have no idea I'm a comedian. And when you do stand-up in front of people that are not expecting stand-up, it doesn't come off as stand-up. It comes off like a mean speech, you know? People are like, get back in the box. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of the night. I've been in Iraq 3 times. Twice we did comedy for the troops. The 3rd time was vacation. The 3rd time, I just wanted to see it. And it is nice. They have one tree. It's gorgeous. So you wait in line for that, and then you fight your way back to the plane. So it's like a hiking trip of sorts. When we did comedy for the troops, we'd go over there, and they would have a lot of like small bases. They only have like 40 troops at these bases. So they would have like a lot of makeshift stuff for these guys, like their bathrooms. They had pipes dug in the ground, and that's what they would pee into. And then if they did the other, they had a bag. They called it a wag bag. So it was very awkward. Like I went up to a soldier, I go, where's your restroom at? And he was like, you gotta go number 1 or number 2. It's like, well, I don't really see how that's your business. And to be honest, I might mix it up. So why don't you let me decide, all right? We have barely made eye contact. I got to go to Bahrain, too, which I learned was a country when I got there. I thought it was the guy we were meeting, and it was... When you go to Bahrain, you go and you stay on an army base, but there you can actually leave the base and go out to the city. So they tell you, they're like, look, if you go out there, it's safe, just don't draw attention to yourself. So they were like, don't wear American t-shirts. And I was like, all right, like that's fine, no American t-shirts. So what are you gonna do about the white on my skin? That's gonna be more of a problem. I don't want them to come up to me like, excuse me, are you Muslim? Southern Muslim.